Hello everyone, and thank you very much for joining me on our mindset change, mind mastery, mind shift conversation. I've just did a mindset change self-mastery masterclass for a client, and there were so many questions that came at the end of the conversation. So I just thought I should come here and do a quick Q&A because most of them have joined here, and I'd like to answer all the questions that they had. Frankly speaking, today's conversation with my client was around you becoming the creator of your reality. Because if you can reflect more about it, more often we tend to think that we are victims of circumstances. We tend to think that people do things to us, or we think that we are the disadvantaged ones. So today's conversation was around owning up your story, knowing that you are the creator of your reality. There's one quote which I like by Terry Prince, which says that your life is your garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. And if your life is not awesome, you've been watering the weeds. So what does it mean? It basically means that since you are the only thinker of your thoughts, and your thoughts triggers your emotions, and your emotions dictates your behavior. If you don't like the results, either professionally or personally, you need to go back and question the quality of your thoughts. When we hear that thoughts are like seeds, you need to be finding out, introspecting to say, what is the quality of my seeds? Are your seeds fresh, fertile? Can they give you a good harvest? I'm referring to your thoughts. Are your thoughts positive? Are you a person who suffers from what we call cognitive distortions? When we speak of cognitive distortions, we are basically saying this is the twisted way of looking at yourself. This is the twisted way of looking at other people. This is the twisted way of looking at the environment. Cognitive distortions are said to contribute to more than 80% of the mental health challenges worldwide. What does it mean? It basically means that the quality of our thoughts significantly impact our biopsychosocial being. What if I told you that the negative thoughts triggers a stress hormone called cortisol? When you think continually negative thoughts, your cortisol levels are going to go up. And what happens when your cortisol levels go up? When your cortisol levels go up, your executive part of your brain, which is called the prefrontal cortex, starts lacking oxygen. It starts lacking oxygen because the amygdala, the part of your brain which is next to your hippocampus, the one that stores all your emotions, is going to trigger your fight, flight, freeze, and fawn responses. And as long as your fight, flight, freeze, and fawn responses are triggered, your body is going to think that there is danger. And when there is danger, the body gets into what you call an energy conservative mode. As long as your body is on energy conservative mode, all the energies that you need into your prefrontal cortex, all the energies that you need to make executive decisions are not going to be there. The energy will then be directed to your limbs, to your heart, to every other part where the body deems necessary, and your logical thinking is going to suffer. Haven't you sometimes realized that when you think negatively, you start experiencing chronic pain? Haven't you realized that when you think negatively, your creativity goes down? Because you cannot be innovative and creative when you don't have oxygen in your prefrontal cortex. And again, the cognitive distortions are very dangerous because what they do is that they lock your creativity. You can't be creative if you are always entertaining and thinking negative thoughts. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you need to be aware of is that you are the only creator of your reality because you are the thinker of your thoughts. No one thinks thoughts for you. Therefore, if you want to change the results that you are getting, both personally and professionally, you need to question and challenge the quality of your thoughts. That is why I said earlier on during the masterclass with the client that for you to get different results, you need to catch your thoughts, you need to challenge your thoughts, you need to change your thoughts. So I'll be sharing a link in this chat of the automatic thought journal. And this thought journal, please use it because it's going to help you reconceptualize. It's going to help you restructure. It's going to help you challenge the way you think. Because you cannot catch what you don't know. You cannot challenge what you have not caught. You cannot change things that you're not even aware of. Everything starts with awareness. So I just thought I should just come here to quickly answer the question on the cognitive distortions. Because somebody asked whether cognitive distortions are always negative. And the response to that is yes. Cognitive distortions are always negative. Because the word distortion means twisted. So if it is twisted, there is nothing that can be straight. So what I intend doing on this MindShift conversation, I'm going to be answering questions throughout. So if you've got any question, please ask it here. Then I can do a quick Facebook Live to answer your questions. So this is your forum. This community is your forum to become the best version of yourself. Please use it. Use it to ask questions. Use it to comment. Use it to do and say anything that you want for you to become the best version of yourself. I've made sure that I create this forum so that I can handhold you in your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. The last thing that I would like to bring to your attention is that finally, the self-mastery coaching program, 4 hours transformative moment is happening on Saturday. This coming Saturday, the 2nd of August, we'll be having a coaching intervention called Mind Clarity. Mind Clarity Reset. This is where I'm going to assist you dissolve the triggers that have been holding you ransom. I'm sure there are people, I'm sure there are events, I'm sure there are circumstances which have been stealing your energy. So with the mental clarity reset is where I'm going to introduce a framework which you are going to use to scan yourself, to scan the trigger, as well as to come up with the intervention of addressing people or events which might be stealing your energy. I don't want to say much, but only that there are some tools, there are some ways which you can look after yourself. Because if you don't, you'll always be thinking that you are a victim with a good victim story. And with the mental clarity reset, I'm basically going to be sharing a framework where we are going to be learning how to intentionally put oxygen in our prefrontal cortex, where we are going to learn how to intentionally scan our thoughts, scan the cognitive distortions. We are going to learn how to intentionally scan our emotions, scan our behaviors, as well as scan our actions, our fight, flight, and fright actions, fight, flight, fawn actions, with the intention of converting those actions into positive actions. We are also going to learn how to develop self-care rituals, self-care promises, both financially, psychologically, physically, spiritually. We are going to be looking at all those aspects of your life. And last but not least, we are going to learn how to take action. We are going to learn how to take action. I shouldn't forget that one of your main takeaway will be how to learn how to journal. Because journaling is something that has been a challenge to many people. But let me tell you this. If you don't journal, you'll not be able to put things into perspective. And when we speak of journaling, we're not talking about writing a 30-page document. We're not talking about writing a 20-page document. I'm going to teach you a framework called EEL. Evidence, emotions, and learnings, which we can use to give yourself recognition. Because one thing that you need to appreciate is that when you journal, you are basically giving yourself satisfaction by ensuring that you listen to yourself, you validate yourself, you give attention to yourself, and you show love to yourself. So journaling is going to heighten your self-awareness. And when you journal, you will be able to put things into perspective. So all these things will be covered on Saturday. So I'm going to share the link to the mental clarity reset coaching intervention happening on Saturday. So this weekend is 4 hours, but where it's coming from, we've been having 1 hour coaching sessions every Monday. In case you didn't know, every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m., there is coaching happening, which you interact with me directly. Ask me questions, share your perspective and everything else that you need. I've made sure that I create a forum where you are able to interact with me every Monday, 7 to 8. It's a date. For a change, let's give attention to our own well-being. Let's give attention to our own personal growth. So every Monday, 7 to 8, we have got this coaching sessions. So this month, it was on mental clarity. So we have done this month of July. So in August, we are starting another session, which is called the Radical Self-Awareness, Positive Psychology and Sailboat Metaphor, where we are going to be looking at all aspects of your life in your well-being. We are going to look at your emotions, we are going to look at your thoughts, we are going to look at your environment, we are going to look at people in your life, other ships, we are going to look at leakages that are happening in your boat, we are going to look at the direction, your values, your thoughts, your destinations. So all this is happening in August. So if you want to attend Monday sessions, please just drop a note and I'll give you the information on that. So if you want to learn more about what is going to be happening, the EEL, the scanning, please join us on Saturday. I'm going to share the link and I'm going to teach you how to journal in such a way that you give yourself the need that you need. Because one thing that you need to appreciate is that every human being has got 3 needs. They need to be heard, they need to be seen, and they need to be acknowledged. So I'm going to share with you a framework which you are going to use when you are journaling and reviewing your journal, so that you can give yourself those things that you need. So meet me on Saturday. It's going to be between 1 and 5 p.m. And if you need any more information, feel free to contact us. Our number is 71221441, 71221441. Please send a WhatsApp and then you are going to be given all the information that you need. But from this conversation, I'm going to share a few things. I'm going to share a link to our coaching program. I'm going to share a link to our what else? Our WhatsApp community and anything else that you might need. Please come and meet me when I'm doing coaching. This is not a coaching session. This is for me just to answer a question which was asked by someone from the self-mastery class that I was actually doing for a client this morning. So I'll be popping in to answer some questions. And if there are more questions that are going to be asked from here, I will do another Facebook Live answering those questions. But please consider this not as a coaching session. It is not a coaching session, but rather it's just a Facebook Live. If you need to interact with me, if you need me to answer your questions, please make sure that either you meet me every Monday between 7 to 8, or you meet me at the end of the month for 4 hours when you're doing the 4-hour transformational coaching sessions. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are watching from. My name is Dr. Rachel Nekati. I'm an author of 4 amazing books. I'm an author of Just Shift, the self-mastery guide to mindset change. I'm the author of this amazing book. I'm the author of Just Lead, the leadership guide, the leadership guide to management and can I have the Just Lead? The leadership guide to management and leadership. I'm also the author of this small mindset change booklet. This is a booklet. Okay, it's a booklet. And I'm also the author of Just Eat, the first book to tell you to just eat to a healthier and slimmer you using the intermittent fasting lifestyle. So if you need all the information about all this stuff, please get in touch with me. But I've got different communities for different things. There's also the intermittent fasting community. There's now this one is the Just Shift Self-Mastery Community. Okay. So if you are interested in intermittent fasting, I also have got some Facebook Lives that I do have the intermittent fasting community. But if you want everything in one place, you can go to my professional page, Dr. Rachel Nekati, where you can find everything and anything that you need. Okay. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.